Hey guys, welcome to the Field of 68 YouTube channel. If you like what you see here, hit that subscribe button and you'll get more college basketball content just like this. Last thing, and we don't have to spend too long on this, but I ranted about this quite a bit on Sunday night, and I'm just kind of curious you guys' opinion. Juwan Howard, Mick Cronin. Obviously, Juwan Howard didn't coach on Sunday. He allowed Phil Martelli to coach a midseason game when they still have something to play for on the road in Philadelphia. Um, Obviously, Phil
Did
Martelli,
he do
St.
media
Joe's.
after the game? Did Juwan do media or did Phil?
I think Phil did. I think Phil did.
Okay. At least
But Phil, I mean,
Mick called it, coached his own game.
yeah, and then didn't do media. Neither of them did. Who is I guess more in the wrong? Who you more upset with? TL, I'll go to you first on that one.
Hey, look, Mick's frustrated. But he's dealing with a different beast in LA media. Like you can't just blow those guys off. Go there, take the blame. It takes 5 minutes.
My
Everybody kind of understands, like, you're not very good. He's not on the hot seat. Now, if he has 3 seasons like this, be on the hot seat. He's not on the hot seat. Just go there and take a charge. It's not a big deal. The weird one to me, I can't get over just how weird it is. There's 2 teams, the weirdness just blows my mind. Louisville's weird, and the fact that they're staying with their guns, and the other one is Michigan. It's just weird. I don't know what else to say about it. Phil Martelli's coached plenty of games in Philly. What did we do? Like, it's just strange. The whole thing, like, Juwan is just in over his head. I think he was excited to be a Michigan guy and come back home, and I think he's lost a little bit of interest.
And I wonder how much of that has to do with the fact that he had the heart surgery and the heart scare. We can't just gloss over the fact like that. That might impact somebody's output. And Juwan does not talk to a lot of people in the media, so it's very difficult to kind of sit here and say we know what he's thinking.
Oh, and
Whereas everybody that
it was also told to the media that this wasn't a heart thing. He was completely healthy. He was on the bench. He was still participating in. Can't have one way and not the other.
Yeah, I don't.
So he was coaching his son Jet, who's now in the NBA, and his son Jet's better than his other son. So, like I think you're more invested when you know your kid's a stud. But I also think, like, I don't know,
invested as he wanted to be. Did he make the tournament with Jet?
Juwan Howard has been to an Elite Eight and a Sweet 16
with whose players?
With John Beilein's players.
Yeah,
but he still made it deep into the NCAA tournament.
I'm not discrediting that, but I also think, like, I think there's a lot of guys, especially when they come in after a coach that really harps on fundamentals like crazy. I think you reap the benefits for 2 through 3 years because those guys are already drilled to death.
Yeah. I think maybe one now in the current climate.
In the current climate, but it wasn't the current climate back when he made the Elite Eight and Sweet 16.
Here's the thing.
Kind of my argument.
Drilled to death sounds like it's something that would be very, very painful. I'm just imagining some Black and Decker.
What's that? Oh yeah, drilled to death.
Drilled to death.
Mick Cronin, Mick's got to be better. He knows that. It's an immature bout, and it's Mick. This is part of Mick. He would do this at Cincinnati too.
Yeah.
And it didn't matter as much in Cincinnati as it matters in Los Angeles, where a big-time columnist like Bill Plaschke can write something and it goes explosive on the internet. So Mick's got to be better. That's immature. Mick Cronin's been doing this too long to be missing press conferences. And he knows that. Mick is a really, really good college basketball coach. Yes. He's top 15 to 20. Mick, you know this. You got to be better than that. Juwan, right now, the best thing for Juwan Howard is that Jim Harbaugh hoisted a trophy on Monday night.
Exactly.
And Ward Manuel, the Michigan AD, was celebrating, and the Michigan Board of Regents is all celebrating because their football program's Kings of the Hill. If their football program wasn't Kings of the Hill, I think. But here's the thing. He's still a Michigan man. And so the issue is you're not going to fire someone mid-season. I think we all know.
No.
We all know how this is going to end. It's sad. It's unfortunate. But at the end of the day, we all kind of saw this coming. This team was picked to finish 11th in their league, and they'll be lucky to finish 11th.
Yeah. I agree with everything you guys are saying on Michigan. Just one real quick point on Mick. I take quite a bit of exception with what he's been saying about his players. And I don't missing the press conference, like whatever, it's a bad look, but he was pissed. People get mad and do things that they regret all the time. Certainly I can fall into that category. I have much bigger issue with what he's saying about his players, insinuating that they're dumb, insinuating that they don't understand what he's trying to run, questioning their intelligence, questioning their aptitude for learning. And I said this on After Dark.
So messed up. Those kids aren't even speaking their first language.
Dude, he bet big on bringing in a bunch of 18 and 19-year-olds from Europe in August to play a college basketball season that starts in November, when all of these players are learning to speak English, learning how to go to class, learning how to be a student, adjusting to the American way of life, adjusting to the American way of basketball, adjusting to being in America. T.O., you could probably speak to this better than either of us, dealing with the homesickness of playing in a country that is 8, 9, 10 hour time difference away from your home country, right? And doing all this with 19-year-olds, and now their head
some
coach,
of those guys are on the West Coast.
Yeah, and now your head coach is out here in press conferences calling you dumb. I'm sure cussing their ass out in practice nonstop. Like, you want to know why UCLA sucks right now? It's because Mick Cronin has taken a group of really talented kids, 18 and 19-year-old kids, and completely beat the confidence out of them. I think Mick has done this to himself. I will be very, very critical of Mick Cronin for everything that he's done here. And honestly, if this is his audition for the Louisville job, you know what? Not having a very good one. Yeah. As you guys know by now, we've partnered with BetMGM this season. We'll be using BetMGM lines to make all of our picks, and we'll have special offers for the listeners and the viewers of the Field of 68 each and every week of the college basketball season. We have a special offer that will be available starting on Tuesday, January 9th and running through Monday, February 12th, the morning after Super Bowl 58. If you haven't signed up for BetMGM yet, in honor of the big game, you can use the bonus code FIELD158 and you'll get $158 in free bets on your first wager with BetMGM, regardless of whether or not you win that first bet. Here's how you make it work. Download the BetMGM app. Sign up using the bonus code FIELD158. Deposit at least $5 and place your first wager on any game. You'll receive $158 in bonus bets regardless of the outcome of your bet. Just make sure that you use that bonus code FIELD158 when you sign up. And remember, BetMGM is now available under one wallet in select states. As a New Jersey resident, this is super convenient when I have to go cover games in New York or Philly, which happens quite a bit. When you cross state borders, you just log into your existing account and fire away. You don't have to create separate accounts in each state. It's easy, it's simple, it's clean. And most importantly, we have some fun stuff coming up for the heart of the college basketball season. Bet insurance tokens, college hoops odd boosts, and my favorite, a nice juicy parlay boost. So download the BetMGM app and sign up today. Field 158.
Yep.
It's a tough one. He's used to veteran, tough-minded guards, and because he wasn't getting as much NIL money as other places, he had to go overseas and get some talented kids. And the problem is when you're wanting to play slow, beat-em-up basketball, and you're wanting to call every set, you're kind of taking away what those guys are good at.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense? Like like, for example, I mean, this is kind of a weird situation, but I'll never forget the first time I saw Fran Fraschilla after I left college. We went to, I went and played in Euro camp, and he said, I love this camp because all these kids, they look like they've been playing together forever by day 2. And it's because they're smart. They know where to go. They know where to pass. They know where to ball fake. If you're trying to micromanage what they're going to do, you're going to have a hard time. And Mick is a micromanager. So it's kind of a square peg, round hole.
Yeah, but my biggest look, all of that makes sense. But my biggest thing is that Mick Cronin made the decision to bring these players. He didn't have to. He didn't have to bring these guys in. He made the decision to bring these dudes onto campus. And now he's going to sit here and cry about the decision that he made because they are not living up to the expectations that he had, that I don't think anybody else on the planet had. These are the guys you brought in. You made this decision, Mick. You should have known what you were getting yourself into. Don't call them dumb obviously it's something that you did was dumb because you weren't prepared for what you were actually getting. That's all I'm saying.
Who's Mick a disciple of?
Rick Pitino.
What was Rick saying in November?
that his guys weren't good enough. But like, he coached them up. He figured it out.
He
Now, part of
did.
that is because he doesn't have like all of his kids assuming they can speak English, right?
But
Now,
now Rick has gotten tired of, now his players have figured it out. So now he's going after someone new.
mhm. Yes,
Oh,
he is. He is.
Yep.
And it's a great thing for the Big East. It's a great thing for college basketball. Look, Fana, I love. I love. We said this on the last pod, so we don't have to like go all the way into this, but
Here's a,
love the idea of Dan Hurley versus Rick Pitino becoming like the rivalry in the Big East. That
Don't
would be
disrespect
awesome.
Lou. This is some Succession Billions type crap. Don't disrespect Lou.
Mm-hmm.
Lou's 99.
yeah. Here's the difference in the way that Pitino attacked his guys, and it was very similar in how they did it.
Okay, yeah, sure.
Jordan Dingle, senior. Ledlam, senior. Soriano,
Okay.
senior. Yep. Dennis Jenkins, senior. RJ Luis was injured when he went on that whole thing. Like, that's the difference. Naheem Aline, senior. Glenn Taylor, junior. Like, older guys, tougher guys that are used to being talked to a certain way. Like, Eastern European kids, when you go grab that, they're used to being talked to a certain way, but they're also used to being explained things. And then they have the adequate practice time to figure it out after they've been talked to a certain way, if that makes sense, because they're practicing 4 hours a day. So it's a little different.
Thank you for watching the Field of 68. If you've enjoyed what you've seen here, hit that like button, share this link with your friends, or check out the description for some other places that you can consume Field 68 content.